Hello, everybody. Today is Sunday, November 30th, so it is time for the last Sunday solve of November. We are starting off with Olive the Cook in D3, who is giving us the clue both criminals below Gus are connected. Gus the Cook in D1 is at the top of column D, which means we have K in D2, then Olive in D3, who is innocent. Then in D4 and D5, we have Uma and Zed, respectively. If there are two criminals below Gus and they are both connected, that means it has to be Uma and Zed, because K is not connected to any possible criminals below Gus. It also means that Kay herself must be innocent. Uma is giving us the clue column A has more criminals than any other column, and Zed is telling us all criminals in column A are connected. We know that column D has two criminals right now, could have three. This means that at minimum, column A has three criminals. If they are all connected, and just assuming three criminals, the possibilities there are Amy, Hal, and Logan, Hal, Logan, and Pam, and Logan, Pam, and Vince. So Logan does have to be a criminal. Logan is telling us only one of the 5 innocents on the edges is Chloe's neighbor. Chloe is here in B1, so Chloe's 3 neighbors on the edges are Hal, Amy, and Deborah. So if only one of those is innocent, if Hal were innocent, then not all the criminals in column A would be connected. So Hal does have to be a criminal. But that means either Amy or Deborah could be the innocent and the other is the criminal. That gives us a total of 3 innocents on the edges right now, so we could have 2 more innocents we will have 2 more innocents on the edges. Let's think about this for a second, though, because that is not a lot of innocents to work with. So if we thought that Gus perhaps was one of those innocents, that would mean that with the exception of column... Actually, wait, no, that would not mean that. Other columns can have more than column D. It's just A has to have the most. Sorry, I was about to lead you astray, but I caught myself. But let's think about what the minimum number of criminals has to be. So can we have a scenario where 3 is the absolute maximum number of innocents? Let's say that Amy is the criminal and Deborah is the innocent, and then Pam and Vince are also innocents. Well, we are already at 5 innocents on the edges, which would make Zavi, Wanda, Chloe, and Gus also criminals. From there, we can see, though, that columns D and A are tied, because they both have 3 criminals. So that's going to tell us, no, there's gonna be more than 3 criminals in column A, so Pam does have to be a criminal. We don't necessarily know about anyone else just yet, though. However, we are now getting the clue. Only one of the 3 innocents neighboring K is in column C. K is in D2 and has 1 innocent revealed neighbor. So now we know, though, that of Deborah, Jason, and Noah in column C, only one of those is going to be innocent. If K has 3 innocent neighbors, that's 1, 2, and then Gus makes 3. all criminals in column B are connected. Well, that is useful in a couple ways. One, because we now have 3 innocents on the edges, and then Amy or Deborah will bring us to 4. That means we only have 1 innocent unaccounted for on the edges. So only Chloe or Wanda could be innocent, but not both. That means that we are going to have some sectioning up of column B, where if... hold on. So basically, column B can't be all innocents, and that's what, like... I'm sorry, my brain is a little bit slow today. I am going to try to demonstrate this. So if Wanda is innocent and Chloe is guilty, then... no. So if Wanda and Chloe were both criminals, Isaac, Maria, and Ronald would all have to be criminals, but then column A could not exceed that. So that's... I guess we kind of already knew that, but still knowing that all the criminals are connected is going to come in handy here. Let's see. So let's consider whether we can have a maximum of 3 criminals. Okay, so I think we also know that we can't have a maximum of 3 criminals in column A, because if that were true, then we would generally just... okay, so all of these would have to be criminals on the edges, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd have 1 innocent here, and we would also have 1 innocent there for Sue, but that's still not enough innocents. We wouldn't have enough innocents in column C for column A to be the most. So we do know that we can't have both Amy and Vince being innocent. Which means that we do have a little bit more room of columns other than column A can have 3, definitely, possibly 4. That said, we still don't know whether Amy or Vince is innocent or whether neither of them is innocent. Just something I do want to point out here. Can we figure out the minimum number of criminals necessary for column B? Because I feel like I'm probably missing something here. So let's say that maybe Deborah is innocent and Jason and Noah are criminals. Let's leave it like that for now. Then maybe we have Vince being a criminal, so column A has the maximum number of criminals for us to play around with here. In that case, maybe if Chloe was innocent, let's see how we can do if we have... yeah, no, hold on, I feel like I'm barking up the wrong tree now, and I can't quite remember how this is supposed to go. Can basically ignore that because they're... Okay, so let's see if Amy is innocent. We do know that Vince would have to be a criminal. Deborah would be a criminal, and then either Jason or Noah is innocent. We would need one more innocent in this column, so either Sue or Zavi. Let's say for now Zavi is innocent and Sue is actually Sue could also be innocent. There's nothing right now saying Sue could not be innocent, so let's just say it's like that. Based on that, Wanda and Chloe though would both have to be criminals. So maybe this is telling us that Zavi can't be innocent. Let me see. So if Zavi is innocent, we know that either Amy or Deborah is going to be innocent. So that would be 5. Wanda, Vince, and Chloe would all have to be criminals, but we can't have both Chloe and Wanda being criminals. So yeah, Zavi has to be a criminal. That is a little bit, but then let's think about this. So if Vince is innocent, though, the same logic applies where Chloe and Wanda would both have to be criminals. So Vince also does have to be a criminal. And now we are getting the new clue. Sue has exactly 2 innocent neighbors. Okay, so Sue does have one revealed innocent neighbor, that is Olive. So that means, though, of Noah, Maria, Ronald, and Wanda, only one of those can be innocent. That said, I think the connection clue is going to start coming into play here somewhat, especially now that we know either Wanda or Chloe can be innocent, but not both. And either Chloe or Wanda is going to be innocent, but not both. Let's check out some scenarios. If Wanda is innocent, Chloe is guilty, Ronald and Maria would immediately both have to be criminals because Sue can only have one criminal. Noah definitely has to be a criminal. Isaac has to be a criminal. So we've got this whole column all mapped out like this. So for column A to have more than column B, Amy would also have to be a criminal. And Deborah would have to be innocent. Jason would have to be a criminal. Sue could kind of go either way. So let's see if there are any clues contradicted here. Sue has exactly 2 innocent neighbors. Yep. One of the 3 innocents neighboring K is in column C. Yep. Only one of the 5 innocents on the edges is Chloe's neighbor. Yes. Column A has more criminals. And all criminals in column B are connected. However, something interesting here that we can see now is if Wanda can be innocent, but Ronald can't, because if all the criminals and innocents are connected, if we try to have Ronald be innocent or Maria be innocent, Sue has way too many innocent neighbors now. So we can go ahead and mark Ronald as a criminal and Maria as a criminal, which is going to give us some new clues here. Only one cop has exactly 5 criminal neighbors, and there's an equal number of criminals in columns B and C. Well, we know that there is going to be at least 1 criminal in column C, but no more than 2. Because of Deborah, Jason, and Noah, only one of those is innocent. Sue could be innocent. Sue could be a criminal. So 1 to 2. So that means column B cannot have more than 1 to 2 either. And if it's only 1, then Amy is a criminal, so that column A can have the most. As for cops, we've got Hal the cop in A2, Noah the cop in C3, and Sue the cop in C4. We already know Sue is not our cop with 5 criminal neighbors because Sue has exactly 2 innocent neighbors, which means she's gonna have 6 criminal neighbors. Noah currently has 3 criminal neighbors, and only 2 innocent neighbors. So if Noah only has 1 more innocent neighbor, so Isaac, Jason, or Sue, that's possible. And then Hal is over here on the edge in A2, so if all 5 of Hal's neighbors are criminals, then Hal could be that cop. So let's check Noah first. Let's see what happens if Jason is innocent, Noah is a criminal, Deborah is a criminal, Isaac and Sue are criminals, Amy would have to be innocent. Well, we can already tell, no, that does not work, because that means columns A and C have the same number of criminals, and A needs to have more. So Jason does have to be a criminal here. What about if Isaac is innocent? Okay, Sue does still need to be a criminal here, but we have a bit more leeway with some other possibilities, though actually Chloe would have to be innocent here and Wanda would have to be a criminal. So that tells us we need 2 innocents in column C. Well, that's not possible because we would be giving K too many innocent neighbors. So Isaac does have to be a criminal. Then we can check, well, what if Sue is innocent? If Sue is innocent, that is going to honestly not tell us that much in itself. Except we know that either Chloe or Wanda is innocent, but not both. So we would need both Noah and Deborah to be criminals for B and C to have the same number of criminals and innocents relatively. But that means K now does not have enough innocent neighbors, so Sue has to be a criminal. This is now telling us that Hal is the cop, is the one who has 5 criminals exactly. So Amy is a criminal, Chloe is a criminal. Because Amy is a criminal, we know Deborah is innocent. Because Deborah is innocent, we know that Noah is a criminal. And therefore, because column B needs at least 1 innocent, Wanda the judge is innocent. And that is today's Clues by Sam Sunday Solve. Thanks for following along, everyone. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment or reach out on Blue Sky. And I will see you next week in December.